Hello, dear one, and welcome to this psychic garden. I'm very happy to have you here. I'm thrilled to be working with this aspect of the inner deceiver. I'll do an introduction to this second part of the reading right now, and an overview of the first part, and then the second part itself. And there are timestamps for all of these things below, so you can follow them directly. Okay, introduction. Well, let me tell you, I've been learning a lot about this aspect in yourself and in the collective, and of course in myself also. No? So this is a process of integrating this psychic aspects within us and surrounding us. So the inner deceiver is a force, an energy, a psychic aspect that allows us to go in an unconventional way through unconventional situations, through difficulties, um, to shape the world in a way that makes sense so that we can move forward. So it's a pretty, let's say, it's it has a lot of wit to it. And it's a surviving force also. So we have to honor this. We have to honor the purpose it serves us as human beings. It serves a purpose. It wants to protect us. It wants to be a guiding voice, which came out here for the with the Hierophant. So sometimes it might still serve a purpose, and we have to acknowledge that. We have to acknowledge that every time that we realize that we have been lying to ourselves, it served a purpose. And then see how we can transform, communicate with this aspect, so that we can grow farther and not get stuck in a certain lie, cycle, or situation. Okay? But it's really important, and this is why all these struggles with the readings have been going on. It's really important to sit down gently with it. It asked me for gentleness, and this is what I'm doing. I'm even wearing my gentle clothes and approaching it with gentleness. Yeah, so this is an invitation for you to approach your own inner deceiver with gentleness, this child. So let me go now to an overview of the last reading and how all this introduction is also there within. So there's this, it's a voice coming from childhood. It's a force that has served you since childhood, and what it wants is for you to grow. Okay, but childlike demands for growth are sometimes not aligned with the world, right? They don't see the whole picture. So it has a wholesome desire of blooming, but it actually needs your guidance. This inner deceiver, cannot be the one who's guiding you. Okay, so this is the child in bloom. It needs for you to talk to them as a kid, to teach them, to guide them. And what they want is to bloom. Okay, and through your guidance, you're going to let them bloom in a way that is aligned with your whole being, not just this aspect winning over. Okay, it wants to guide you. So the Hierophant card and the Sun card and the Seven of Wands card, this is what do you want to do for me? This psychic aspect wants to guide you. What it needs from you is clarity with the Sun card, and with the Seven of Wands, it's telling you that it's fighting for you, okay? It's telling you that it's fighting for your greater good. And this is a lie. This is, but it's not pointing fingers. We're not pointing fingers, and it's very important for the inner deceiver to know that we are not pointing fingers. We're just seeing how they are lying and understanding that they need to lie sometimes to survive, for us to survive, that they've needed this. Um, but again, it needs your guidance because the way this aspect is moving in the world is from a standpoint which is the fear of rejection, which came out as the question, why do you feel this way? Why do you feel you need to lie? Why do you feel you need to bloom at all costs? It's because it fears rejection, okay? So that's why it's very important not to point fingers at it. We're not rejecting it. We're embracing it, actually. We're embracing it and knowing that it wants the best for us, but that it's creating a picture of the world which is not complete. And we tell them that, okay? It's lying to itself by pretending not to do anything, or it actually believes that it's not doing anything. It actually believes that it's not guilty, and it is not guilty. It is not guilty. It's not doing things intentionally. It's doing things from a position of needing comfort, needing peace. So, and it actually believes that they're doing nothing with the Four of Swords, right? And then it feels like if people tell yourself this is a lie, it feels that it's not being acknowledged, and that it's being blamed for something that it's not doing, because it tells itself the story that it's just there lying around not doing anything. Okay, with the Four of Swords. It's telling itself this lie of being actually also I'm here protecting myself. It's over isolating in some way, over taking away from social situations, isolating from your other aspects, but it's telling them I just need a rest. Okay, it's telling them I just need a rest, but it's actually isolating. It's a self-protection mechanism of the inner deceiver, because what it wants is to feel powerful and vulnerable. So this image came to my mind with this combination of cards. When, for example, as kids, we are sick and we are on bed and there's someone caring for us, we feel both powerful and vulnerable, you know, like you're in bed and you are sick and you need a lot of tenderness, a lot of attention. And so someone is preparing for you some tea, some food, giving you some medicines, and making sure the temperature of the room is okay, making sure your temperature is okay, all of this, right? And you feel very vulnerable because you need this, but you also feel powerful because people are coming to you and taking care of your needs, right? It's like if people are serving you in some way. So it's playing this role almost, like I am not doing anything. I'm just resting, and I need care and attention so that it feels powerful and vulnerable at the same time. It wants to be powerful and vulnerable at the same time. And you can tell it, yes, it's okay, it's wonderful, but we can have a conversation. Come out from your hiding place and talk to me, because we can grow together and you can remain powerful and vulnerable. It's again a wholesome desire, yeah. And how it has served you. So again, this is part of acknowledging the function of this aspect. Okay, and here I'm going to give an example. For example, let's say alcoholism, right? People go to alcohol to not feel a certain situation because it allows them to go through stages of their lives which are complicated, to forget certain things and so on. And in this way, the inner deceiver mechanism starts to get activated, and we start lying to ourselves, we start lying to others, right? To protect the alcoholic behavior. But the alcoholic behavior is at the same time tending for other parts of ourselves which would feel too much if they were aware of the whole situation. So we shut down these parts with alcohol, and the inner deceiver comes and uses its words, its tricks, its perspective, so that this scenario can keep going. So this is the handman here. It has served you to create a certain view, perspective around things, so that other protection mechanisms in you can be activated, so that you don't have to suffer a certain grievance or situation around you. Huh? It's a beautiful mechanism. Again, it's a protection mechanism. It's a survival mechanism. It serves, but every time it's serving, it also has a period. Okay, so there are some of these tricks that it's still playing maybe in yourself that won't serve you anymore from now on. And we always have to review which lies that I'm telling myself are not serving myself from now on. Which lies can I let go? And talk to this inner deceiver, and this is what we're doing here. So this are other cards that came out on readings I did that weren't recorded. So I did even a second part already, and it wasn't recorded. And by the way, I'm going to check that the recording is going on right now. And but I needed to acknowledge their presence, and that's why they were here. Okay. Yep, it's recording all right. So let's see. Yeah, and it actually wants to talk already. We are asking this deceiving aspect if it's ready to let go of this particular, so one particular mechanism or behavior or lie that it's telling. So I'm sure you have the mechanism in mind, which would be good to gently and slowly but surely let go of. And we're asking this aspect, are you ready to let go? Tower. Beautiful, right? Wow, it's beautiful. It's both a yes and a no. It will feel that it's just falling down a cliff when letting go, but it's also, it knows it's time to jump out of the building, of the walls that have kept him there. Yeah, I'm just personalizing this inner aspect as a him, as a person. But so the inner deceiver has been in charge of this tower, has been building walls, has been building a perspective, and it's ready to jump out of this perspective, to let the perspective collapse. But it's also a no in some way, because it's telling you, yes, but I'm going to, where are we falling? You know, like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen with you? What's going to happen with me? What's going to happen around us? What will be of us if we let go of this? And it's floating in space, asking itself this question, right? So, yeah, and again, the tower is here number 16, which is, if you add up the numbers, it's a 7, which is vulnerability, right? It's stepping onto this vulnerability. And yeah, it's the way to genuine vulnerability, to be able to drift through space. 7 again, It's beautiful, right? And Seven of Cups. This is the question here is, how can I help you to get ready? Seven of Cups, talk to it about all the dreams, all the possibilities, what you can really build together. How can you really grow together? What is out there in the world to discover? There are many things that it doesn't have even an idea of, because it's been shutting itself and yourself together in this tower, yeah? In this castle. But actually, there's one castle, another one that's more beautiful and has many more towers in it, with rooms in one of the cups. And then there are many other cups with a lot of abundance and possibilities and dreams. And so you're telling it that you are, by letting go, you're opening yourself to greater possibilities, that things that you might never have imagined. And it's also a seven card. It's vulnerable to think that we have options, to think that the destiny is not set, to think that we might make a good or bad choice with all these choices. It's vulnerable, but it's better to be there than to be stuck in one position of just one concrete decision for life, one concrete choice. When you are trapped there, you don't grow. You grow by being vulnerable and opening up to this option. So this is the conversation you're having with this inner aspect. And now this is how it gets ready to let go, right? And now to completely release, how can you do it? How can you? High Priestess, okay. Okay. So, yeah, it's beautiful. Embrace the mystery. You getting together with your inner deceiver, telling it, let's embrace the mystery this time around. Things are not going to repeat themselves. You don't have to fear that rejection. You don't have to be afraid of things repeating over and over again. They won't. Things that happened are already in the past. By embracing the mystery, we open up to a whole new possibilities. And yeah, also there's a lot of wisdom in you this time around. So you are this wise mothering and even grandmothering figure with the High Priestess, that it's taking your whole being, with your inner deceiver included, through the mysterious of the unconscious mind, to the mysterious of the universe around you, the people around you, through the mysteries of their unconscious minds, and connecting with this. And this is by embracing that, your inner deceiver doesn't even have to make its job anymore. Its job is not useful anymore. Okay? So this is how the reading ends. I think it's beautiful, and I'm just going to ask if any of this needs any clarification. I just want to ask your guides if they want you to know something else about this aspect right now. Yeah, okay. Moon. This is so beautiful. And yeah, precisely, I was so trapped, let's say, by the moon here. And yeah, this message really wanted to come out again. So embrace the mystery, embrace the waves, embrace the not knowing. It's okay to not know. No? When we, for example, if we are in a point in time, and there's a past before and there's the future after, right? And we don't know things about the future. We might calculate more or less how things will go if we take certain decisions, but we don't know, right? And the past, it's almost or like already gone, certainty, these things happened, right? What will it be if the future were like the past? If the future were like, yeah, these things will happen, it would just be very heavy, right? it would be, sometimes the past is heavy because things happened, and these things that happened kind of get stuck with us. So it creates this heavy kind of, if the future, if we knew what would happen, it would also be heavy. So we cannot, we need some balance. We need some certainties about knowing ourselves that comes from the past, through our lives, through our story. We know ourselves, we know others, we discover the world, but we also need this lightness of not knowing. So by embracing the mystery, you are also embracing this lightness of not knowing, right? And it's like lightness in the dark, light in the dark, the balance between forces, the balance in the shadows, also embracing all your beautiful shadow self and acknowledge how it has served you. And from there, putting it to work in a beautiful way for you and others by having these conversations with it. So step into the unknown, my dear one. And yeah, thank you for being around. I wish you all the best. Please share, like, subscribe if something resonates, and we see each other. Thank you.